XTen, Bill Collins
and gave it a lubrication. Now it feels smoother while you shave and smoother after. Contour Plus. First we made it closer, now we've made it smoother.
Good evening from the Eyewitness newsroom. A two-day hunt for missing light aircraft in the remote outback of South Australia has ended in tragedy. The pilot was killed when the twin-engine Cessna crash landed. He was the only person on board. Meanwhile, the search continues for the remains of a missing man. Police are going to South Melbourne warehouse after the arrest of a man for allegedly cutting and eating the victim. Tomorrow, the will cool top of 15 degrees. I'll be back with Alistair Patterson for Eyewitness News tomorrow night at 6.
Sunday Comedy Company.
You're the one who spell a man, and she goes, and so it's B-C-H. I go there, that was
Yes, special guests. The Bridge Brothers and Dominic. 10.
Good evening and welcome to the Golden Years of Hollywood. Tonight, an exciting with Agatha Christie, Witness for the Prosecution, directed by Billy Wilder. And later, The Suspect, which I've never presented before on television. Both films have a great star, the same star, Charles Lawton. I urge you not to miss The Suspect tonight following Witness for Prosecution. You'll be denying yourself a real treat if you do. A.P. Herbert, the noted humorist, who's speaking at a champagne party given in honour of Agatha Christie in the 1950s, I guess around about the mid-1950s. And A.P. Herbert said in his speech, "How has this gentle creature been obsessed for 48 years with vile murder? The reason is that she discovered that all men love puzzles, pardon me, and that nearly all women, especially wives, have a great inclination towards homicide." Interesting observation. Whether it's true or not, I suppose, is arguable. But what I don't think is arguable is the fact that Agatha Christie's stories are extraordinary and she makes them seem totally credible. Agatha Christie was persuaded to write Witness for the Prosecution as a play. It had already been published many years before as a short story. She was persuaded by Peter Saunders, the producer of The Mousetrap, which of course turned out to be enormously successful in London in the early 50s. At first she was reluctant because she said, "I don't know much about legal procedure," but a little research work on her part, and she came up in 6 weeks with the play Witness for the Prosecution. It was an enormous success at the Winter Garden Theatre in London's West End, so much so that she said that the premiere night was one of the happiest nights of her life. She was so excited about it, she was proud of her work, and the audience was absolutely over the top in their reception of it. Subsequently, it went to Broadway and other theatres all over the world, and the story was continued. It was enormously successful, and finally, of course, it actually came to Australia. I remember seeing Witness for the Prosecution in Sydney's now, alas, defunct Elizabethan Theatre. It's one of the most exciting theatrical experiences I've ever had. Now, in making a film of Witness for the Prosecution, Billy Wilder and his co-author, Harry Kernitz, filled a little bit with it. Not with the plot, but with the characterization. they added two characters that we don't see in the original stage play. And those two characters add a lot for the films being so enjoyable. Let's begin with three of the players: Charles Laughton, Ian Woolf, and Elsa Lanchester. It's wonderful seeing Charles Laughton and his real-life wife, Elsa Lanchester, together on the screen. And she plays a character not in the original play. And she's great. She was nominated for an Academy Award. He was nominated for an Academy Award too, I believe. And he's wonderful. He's funny, and yet he's just so brilliant, and you can believe in him as being a top man in his profession. But the rest of the cast is also interesting. Before passing on to the other two leads, noted in the cast is Henry Daniel, who is also going to appear in Suspect tonight. And there is John Williams. Remember him in Dial M for Murder? And, of course, in To Catch a Thief? I like him very much. And now our principals. Our other principals. First, Tyrone Power in his last screen role. Subsequently to this, he was appearing in Solomon and Shiva, but had a fatal heart attack during the production. Tyrone Power, I think, appears in this film, giving one of his finest performances in a career marked by many, such as The Razor's Edge, Nightmare Alley, and, of course, the delightful Mark of Zorro. He's very good, and that's all I'll say about him. And now, Marlene Dietrich, the witness. Agatha Christie said about Patricia Jessel, who played the same part in the play, the following. And as we look at Marlene Dietrich, just consider this. She believes that the actress has the hardest part of all in Witness of the Prosecution. And the success of it depends largely on her. The part was difficult, especially in the first act, where the lines cannot help. They are hesitant, reserved, and the whole force of the acting has to be in the eyes, the reticence, the feeling of something malign held back. And she suggested this perfectly, a taut, enigmatic personality. And I think Marlena is absolutely wonderful. I'm sure you're going to enjoy Witness of the Prosecution also for these two wonderful character ladies. In the rear of the shot, Una O'Connor, her character was in the play, and Norma Varden as Mrs. French, whose character was talked about but never seen in the play. Such a cast, under the direction of Billy Wilder. What a movie. I hope you enjoy it.
Silence. Be upstanding in court.
Cornflakes remind me of cornflakes. There's only one cornflakes.
I don't think I'd start my day with anything else.
Lovely, lovely and fresh and always nice and crisp.
The bigger the bowl, the better the start.
Kellogg's Cornflakes. The simple things in life are often the best.
Which of these two carrots will taste better? Even after they're peeled, it's not that easy to tell. So Rosella have found that the simplest test of a perfect carrot is this. Snap, and they're in. Flex, and they're out. Introducing new Rosella Chunky Home-style soups. Soup so good it doesn't need preservatives, artificial colors, or flavors. Rosella, it's what we leave out that makes all the difference.
I don't think he's working this winter, son.
Oh, you wouldn't be working either if you had a head cold or the flu. My nose is all blocked up, my eyes are watery, my joints ache, and I feel hot and sweaty. A whole sideshow of symptoms.
Try these Orthoxicol cold and flu capsules. They'll have you back to work in no time, and they won't leave you drowsy.
Orthoxicol cold and flu capsules for those who need to keep working right through winter. Remember, colds and flu or Orthoxicol.
Genuine Cheezels, a pack full of golden hits.
Yaphela phansi yaze yakholwa izinyembezi nomathemba wangishiya zelangedwa nomathemba.
I bring Kellogg's cornflakes to my wife in bed every Mother's Day.
Just once a year.
Plenty of icy cold milk, and she loves it.
And I'm not even his mother. Am I?
No.
I certainly hope that you've enjoyed The Suspect, Witness for the Prosecution, and Suspect, two fascinating films. Incidentally, the title of the novel by James Ronald that was turned into The Suspect is This Way Out. And I believe the story was originally inspired by the case of Dr. Crippen. And you see what I meant by the cynicism of the end involving Stanley Ridges? His remarks I just found very unpleasantly cynical. Well, I hope you've had a good night tonight on the Gold News of Hollywood.
Sunday, the Comedy Company.
You're the one who can't spell Amanda. And she goes, I can so. It's B-I-T-C-H. And I go, yeah, that's how I spell Amanda too.
Their special guests, Brian Mannix, the Cabbage Brothers, and Robert DiPietro. Sunday on 10.
From the author of The Choir Boys and The Onion Field comes a true story of perversion and murder. A story of one of the most massive police investigations in the history of law enforcement. The full extent of these crimes may never be known. This is a story of the evil men who walk among us. If it weren't true, you would not believe it. Prepare yourself for Echoes in the Darkness, coming soon to Channel 10.
Moments to live.